Jim Head and Tony Pedregon. Now, they first raced together, Top Fuel, not in Funny Car. That was at Phoenix in 1993. Tony Pedregon has really struggled at races this year. Only one time has he made it out of the first round.
Well, right now, Jim Head with the lane choice in that left-hand lane. He had a very good car in qualifying. He's your number 5 qualifier. Went down 3 out of 4 times with a 4:11 best. Actually did that yesterday when he was out a little bit. And Tony Pedregon, they're still working out some bugs on that race car. Qualified in the number 12 spot. Seems to start getting a little bit more consistent, and that's the key for crew chief Jimmy Walsh. Get more runs, get more data, and start figuring this thing out. But they've been working more on the mechanical side on this car to get it to come around.
Stat guy.
How about Jim Head? He was a runner-up here in Funny Car 25 years ago. But here's the stat. Everybody he raced was either a driver, crew chief, or still a crew chief. He beat Mark Oswald, Paul Smith, who we just saw before with John Capps, Johnny West, who tried to qualify this weekend with Brian Thiel, and he lost to the ace in the final, one of my favorites.
Jim Head and Tony Pedregon. Oh, there's a good little race for you. Tony Pedregon with that hole shot. 4:15, 304 miles an hour to a 4:15 with a 4. The hole shot obviously makes the difference.
Well, and it wasn't much of a hole shot. It was a 1:11 to a 1:22, less than 1/100 of a second advantage. Drivers didn't have very good reaction times, but Tony's was slightly better because as you get off the starting line, a hole shot means the one driver got off the starting line first by 11 thousandths of a second. You see that difference for Tony Pedregon off of the starting line. A hole shot win means you won with a slower time, and at the finish line, less than 1/1000th of a second, just a little more than 4 feet difference at the stripe.
Gary Gerald.
Standing by at the top end, Paul, with Mike Neff, a solid 4:09 in the first round of eliminations. We saw you have the drama of a 2-step in the finals 2 weeks ago in the last event at Houston. How much did you beat yourself up, and how tough was it to get ready to go down the racetrack today?
Just had to bring that up, didn't you, Gary? I'm trying to forget about that. Yeah, no, I did. I mean, I try to put it behind me, but it's easier said than done. But you know what? It's a new weekend. The only thing that's going to make me really forget about that's getting a win here today. So, you know, excited. Car's been running good. John's running good. You know, Robert's got a big race coming up. So, you know, Ford, Castrol, AAA, they pay us to win, you know, and that's what I felt bad about last week. But you know what? I'm going to forget about it now, Gary. So don't ask me that anymore.
All right, you got broad shoulders. You can handle it, pal.